Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Welcome to Double Portion Inheritance Ministries. I'm Maria Merola Wold.
And I'm Gary Wold.
In accordance with 1 Corinthians 9, 7 through 14, after the Sabbath is over, we ask you to prayerfully consider a one-time or recurring donation to www.paypal.com/PayPalMe/DPI Ministries or www.venmo.com@Maria-Merola. You can also use the email address doubleportioninheritance@gmail.com. Hello, everybody. Today is June 22nd, 2024, and today's video is called Trump's Presidency Foretold in the 1958 movie Trackdown, The End of the World. So I just wrote this blog on June 13th, 2024, but actually I had also talked about this in my other blog called Is President Trump a Globalist? And that blog was done back in June of 2020. So we do have a video about that as well. So let's go ahead and dig right in. Now, what if I told you that nearly 70 years ago, a television series warned us about a biometric tracking system that would use satellite surveillance on humanity via an injection with a snake venom-like substance? And what if I told you that this injection would be used to track down the citizens of the world via a computer chip? Well, at the 2-minute and 50-second marker of this video, you are going to hear DJT telling us in plain sight what his administration is planning to do when he returns as POTUS. Before I play it, I will go ahead and show you the actual quote. He says, "We will finally complete the biometric entry-exit tracking system, which we need desperately. For years, Congress has required biometric entry-exit visa tracking systems, but it has never been completed. The politicians are all talk, no action. Never happens, never happens. In my administration, we will ensure that this system is in place." So now I'm going to play it for you so you can hear with your own ears.
We will finally complete the biometric entry-exit visa tracking system, which we need desperately. For years, Congress has required biometric entry-exit visa tracking systems, but it has never been completed. The politicians are all talk, no action, never happens. Never happens. Hillary Clinton, all talk. Unfortunately, when there is action, it's always the wrong decision. Do you ever notice? In my administration, we will ensure that this system is in place. And I will tell you, it will be on land, it will be on sea, it will be in air. We will have a proper tracking system.
Okay, so there you go. You heard it right out of the horse's mouth. So the 1985 film, Back to the Future, showed us a character by the name of DJ Needles. And this was also predicting DJT as the one who would roll out the poisoned needles. You can go to the blog and the video here at this link. I've got it on Vimeo. I will eventually have it up on YouTube, but for now it's on Vimeo, and here is the blog. Well, on May 9th, 1958, an episode of the 1950s Western drama foretold America's current border wall crises. The film features a con man by the name of Trump who promises to build a wall in a Texas town that will protect every citizen from danger. What is also very strange is that the actor Lawrence Dobkin which he goes by Lou for short, he resembles President Trump's father, Fred Christ Trump. And here is a graphic I made, and it says actor Lou Dobkin plays the role of a con man named Trump in the 1958 television series entitled Trackdown. In the episode entitled The End of the World, the con man promises to build a wall to protect citizens from a coming disaster. The actor looks eerily similar to President Trump's father, Fred Christ Trump. All right, so you can go and see the other blog I have called Is President Trump a Globalist?, where I actually featured this information in June of 2020. And the video's also on Vimeo. Also, there is another blog I have called President Trump Predicted in Antichrist Films. The video's also on Vimeo. In 2016, when President Trump spoke of building a wall, I always had this sneaking suspicion that the wall was not meant to keep illegal aliens out of the country, but instead it would be used to prevent American citizens from escaping prison camps, just like in Nazi Germany. So this television series, Trackdown, aired on CBS between 1957 and 1959, and it took place in Texas following the Civil War. The series followed Texas Ranger Hobie Gilman, played by Robert Culp, on his adventures protecting the people of the Lone Star State. The 30th episode of the show, titled The End of the World, premiered May 9th, 1958. In this episode, we saw a con man named Walter Trump, played by Lawrence Dobkin, attempting to scam the entire town before being arrested. Now, does this sound familiar? I mean, this plot sounds awfully similar to what's really happening today in real time. And as you can see, it's a little blurry because it's from 1958, but you can see the man who goes by Walter Trump is wearing a long robe, and on his robe he has all these, wizard symbols, geometric shapes. Just kind of reminds me of Mickey Mouse with his wizard hat, the half moons and the stars. And he's got, the target and the arrows, all these weird magician symbols. You'll notice that the character named Trump had many occult-related symbols on display that are akin to that of a magician. The symbols on his robe remind me of the symbols that are on the wizard hat of Disney's Mickey Mouse. I also wonder if they chose the name Walter for this production because of Walt Disney, who was a high-ranking Freemason and a member of the Illuminati. This also comes as no surprise since Marina Abramovich, the famous spear-cooking witch, has stated that Donald Trump is the magician of the highest order. And I will play a clip of that here.
The Trump is the best thing happened ever to us. Huh? That he is the magician of the highest order. That he is there in his irrational mind to create confusion in order that the human beings can find new order.
So she's admitting that he's the magician of the highest order so that we as a people of the world can enter into a new world order. That's what she is essentially saying. And so then on January 11th, 2019, People magazine ran a story pointing out how eerily similar the plot of this television series from 1958 was in light of President Trump's presidency. There's the link to it. The People magazine ran a story. This 1958 episode of the CBS Trackdown series features fictional Walter Trump promising a wall will rescue this town, a surprising parallel to President Trump. Now, this article was written by Emily Davies. She featured it in the magazine. Now, the meaning, I decided to look up the meaning of the name Walter. I believe it was chosen deliberately because Donald Trump has been chosen, I believe, by the Illuminati even before he was born to his aristocratic family on June 14th, 1946, under a total lunar eclipse. The name Donald means world ruler in Gaelic, and this pairs nicely with the High German name Walter, which means commander of the army. Okay, now the little horn in Daniel's prophecy will be a military strategist. He will be somebody that's like Alexander the Great. So it's no surprise they chose this High German name Walter, which is very similar in its meaning to Donald, world ruler. Somebody that is a commander, that is a chief. And as you can see, it says right here, it derives from the Old High German Walthery, which is composed of the root words Walt, which means power, and Hari, which means warrior. Together, these create Walter's meaning, commander of the army. This authoritative meaning will undoubtedly imbue baby Walter with a penchant for leadership and decisiveness. I took that from a website of baby names. To learn more about Donald Trump's royal bloodlines, I recommend going to this other blog called Trump's Merovingian Royal Bloodline. It turns out that President Donald Trump is not the first Trump to try convincing people that building a wall will stave off disaster. As it turns out, a 1958 episode of the CBS TV series Trackdown features fictional salesman Walter Trump promising that such a barrier will also rescue his town from an impending catastrophe. The world will come to a flaming end at midnight tonight. Without my help and knowledge, every one of you will be dead, Walter says at the beginning of the episode, which was posted to YouTube in 2017 before grabbing the social media spotlight. TV writer Alex Hirsch tweeted about it on Wednesday in a post seen millions of times. The parallels between the 1950s Trump and the current commander-in-chief don't stop at the wall, sounding not unlike a 2016 speech by the president. I alone can fix the system. Walter Trump says on Trackdown, trust me, I can build a wall around your homes that nothing will penetrate. Similar to modern-day opposition to a Trump wall, some characters in Trackdown put up a fight. One of the officers in the film accused Walter Trump of being a snake oil salesman to an entire town of naive and gullible people who were buying into the scam. But this is not too far-fetched because in real life, the snake oil is an allusion to President Trump's snake poem, which he recites at many of his rallies. Whenever President Trump reads this poem about a snake and a woman, he is telling us in coded language that he is the one who would be delivering this poisonous snake venom to the entire world in December of 2020, which he did via Operation War Seed. And I'm calling it that on purpose, as you can see, the real name of it, but War on the Seed. You know, it says in the book of Revelation that the devil makes war against the seed of the woman, the remnant of her seed. So it's Operation War Against the Seed. Okay. In 2021, we learned that one of the ingredients in the needles is a substance made in a lab having the same chemical compound as real snake venom. And so I recommend reading the blog called Understanding Dark Sentences, Trump's Snake Poem, and you can also watch it on YouTube. Okay, so that is the short video that I just wanted to do for you so that you would be aware that everything that is happening right now in the news media has been foretold in many films over the last 70 years.
Yahuwah bless you and keep you. Yahuwah make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. Yahuwah lift up his countenance upon you and give you shalom. We hope you've enjoyed today's broadcast and that you are encouraged in your walk with Messiah. For more teachings, subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of our latest content. Visit Maria's many blogs at doubleportioninheritance.com. That's doubleportioninheritance.com. This ministry is made possible by the prayers and support of listeners like you. To make a donation by PayPal or Venmo.com, use the email address doubleportioninheritance@gmail.com. That's doubleportioninheritance@gmail.com. On behalf of Maria and Gary at Double Portion Inheritance Ministries, may Yahuwah bless you.